Hello there, YouTube. This is Transformers fan G138, and I'm here with my initial thoughts on Titan's Return Mindwipe with, with Vorath. So, here's the nice little art card it comes with, and tech specs. Pretty intelligent. Overall, pretty cool firepower and brain. Overall, pretty nice piece of art. I like the colors. Almost wish they highlighted the brighter pink on the actual figure itself. But, it's pretty good. So, this is Mindwipe, one of the original Decepticon headmasters. The Transformers Headmaster series from Japan, or in the last few episodes of the US cartoon that got erased when they did the Japanese continuation. So, Mindwipe is of IDW universe, and G1, he used the ability to. He had like a call, he could mind control, wipe minds of people, get away with stuff. So he's considered a outlier in the IDW universe, like many of our other favorite characters, some of which have died. Like, unfortunately, Trailbreaker. Moment of silence. Okay, now moving on, we have awesome articulation on this guy. So, feet move forward and backward a little bit. This can move all the way forward, so you can get some pretty cool poses out of this guy, kneeling or whatever. Downside is, if you have him leaning forward, he will just suddenly give out and the feet will go. They don't tilt, but because they are already pre-tilted, you get a pretty decent stability. His legs are very boxy, but that's due to transformation. It actually reminds me of the Leader Class Power Master Prime in that sense. But yeah, if you're looking at the stock photos, this weapon looks like it clips on a much, much better angle. Like, that is how it looks on the package. It actually looks like he's holding it in his hand. However, that is what it actually is. I wish it would I do wish it did clip more like that. But still pretty cool, nonetheless. Overall, the transformation is fantastic. I can't wait to show off that in a few minutes here. These wings are rubbery, which normally I don't like the rubbery plastics, but in this case, it really, really works, especially because of this, it's supposed to be a bat. It's like a rubbery, and it's pretty cool. You can see the bat head back here, and I'll show off this later, but the mouth does move. So articulation, back to that. So 90-degree knee, limited due to armor. Swivel in the thigh, hinge, and a hinge. Hinge here on the shoulder to get different expressions. Ball and socket followed by a swivel, which is kind of weird because the swivel's on the inside this time, but that's for a reason. And a double jointed elbow, so you can bring that all the way up and do some cool poses. Head, like the others, is on a ball and socket but limited. However, this one also has a little bit of the flop syndrome that Highbrow and Scourge faced, although it's definitely not the Scourge mold and has a lot less flippity-floppity problems than those guys. So, he also does have a waist swivel. It's so nice to see when we have waist swivel. Overall, highly like the robot mode of this guy. I like it. I'm not overly attached to the character, but it's a nice toy. So, first step to transformation, remove his weapons. And he has a fantastic G1 accurate weapon here. The other one is pretty cool too. We're going to just... This is also pilotable by the Titan Masters, and I'll show that off in a second. Next, we'll remove his head, where now I'll just go through that, transform his head, pop down his legs, move up his arms. We'll take a look at the Titan Master here. So a lot of detail on that little guy. No paint, like some of them have, but you can definitely tell his whole face there. It's pretty cool. We didn't really get to see a whole lot of the actual mini guys themselves in the original cartoon, but the playable feature is still pretty cool. They actually pulled it off very well. Alright, so he, like any other headmaster, target master thing, can pilot the weapon, and we can take the larger weapon and peg that in there as well. And if we want, we can actually sandwich him in here, so he actually looks like a little different. And then this can come down here and peg into one of the bigger robots as well. So overall, you could do, this is actually kind of a really cool little pod. Maybe you could drive and then stab some Autobot. But overall, pretty cool. Highly excited that they actually did headmasters. Not that everybody in the series is supposed to be a headmaster at any point, but it was a good excuse to do a whole line and actually get the original headmasters. So, that's his Titan Master. At this point, we have a headless body. So, how do we transform him? Well, I'm getting there. First thing we're going to do is flip in the hands. Then we're going to come down to the legs, and we're going to untab this rubbery wingtip from the leg, interior of the leg, on both sides. And this is painted, actually, I think the purple's the painted part on this one. Then we kind of just unfold those. And his legs actually end up becoming the wings, which are pretty cool. Then we take this, we flip this whole thing around on the ball and socket, up like this, and then we take the arm and bend it over, like so. We do that same thing on the other side, and there we have legs. We're going to take these wings, we're going to flip them around to the opposite side. Or we can fold them back for the time being. Here, we just line up the wings the way we want them. You'll notice that there is a tab here on the interior of the wing, which will actually tab in to the rubber on this wing. So, like that. Do that on both sides. Kind of do it any which way you want. The legs are very flexible. And we take these panels and flip them around like this, and they become kind of like jetpack-like things. And then we take the head and bring it up. And this is kind of like a clip mechanism, but because this whole head is rubber, it doesn't quite work well. So that comes up, and there's a little tab up here. The head is supposed to tab into that. There we go. And then last thing we want to do is flip the legs around and tab the hand where the hands are in to the back of the leg. Then re-tab these in here. Like so. Just it's getting everything lined up, which is just a pain. There we go. and then the wings are fully positionable, which is really neat. So I highly, highly, highly like this figure. It's a bat. His mouth opens and closes. His teeth are all painted, which is really cool. He's got some nice gleamy eyes. And then the Titan Master can fit in the cockpit in his stomach. Just kind of fold him up into a sitting position. He actually tabs in this one, which is sometimes hard to get out, but it's kind of neat. And you can kind of see him through the window there. It's like cool. My girlfriend was actually kind of excited for this one because she's very much a fan of bats, and now we have a bat transformer. So I have a feeling this might end up disappearing, but it's pretty neat. I really do like him. Very purple, very, very him. This is Mindwipe through and through. Whoosh. I don't know, I'm having fun with him now. I've gone past the point of tired. So, pretty cool wingspan, pretty cool all around. I like him. I really, really, really do think this is one of the better figures. I'm not usually a fan of the beast formers, but this guy is pretty cool. Much better than his Skull Crusher counterpart, just because he didn't have the quality control issues. At least the same level of quality control issues. Now, in this mode, I really, really wish there was a place to just tab this right into his stomach and just kind of like make a backpack. But they do give you a little tab here. I guess you can kind of attach this here, but bats aren't supposed to have tails, so it looks kind of weird in my opinion. But, yeah, or you could just leave them off. That works too. There are some tabs inside the wings you could use. But, again, it's a symmetry thing. Well, that's this guy. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please post a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Enjoy, and I'll see you next review.